Hello everyone, my name is Shambhavi. We hope you all are doing well. So now we have another question here for writing out in the Python programming language that for write out a Python program to count the number 2 in a given list. Okay, so now try to understand the question first of all on your own, that what is the question that it is like, what is it is asking to you to do, right? It is saying to me that I need to write out the Python program to count the number 2 in a given list. So it is saying that actually we are having a list. Okay, we are having a list. List is a type of a data type that actually stores multiple data types onto it, right? It is stores multiple elements that can have even multiple data types to it. Okay, now it is asking me to count that. Let's say I have declared out a list. Okay, now I need to count that 2, a number that is 2, that 2 number is present how many times in my list. Okay, let's say I've declared out a list and I need to count that how many times this number that is 2, it is present in my list. Okay, let me go on to the one note here. Okay, let me just explain you the concept of this program a little bit, that how you will be applying out the things, then we'll moving towards the other thing. Okay, fine, let's say I'm having a list that is 1, 4, 6, 2, let's say 10, again 2, let's say then I have 3, again 2. Let's say this is my list which I am having. Okay, now here I want to count that how many 2 actually I am having. I know I am having 3 2s, this and this. 3 times I am having this into my list, but I just need to write out a Python program for calculating this thing, right? So how will I be doing that thing? Okay, I'll be telling you the procedure with the functions. Normally you can just do that on your own. I know this thing. Okay, right here. So let's say I am having a simple list. Okay, I would just make out a function and all those things that I would not take here. I would simply apply a count. I would simply take a let's say variable a, that is the a, and apply the value as 0. Okay, that I have done. Now simply taken a variable and applied it as a 0. I would apply my condition that for I in let's say for I in num. Okay, let's say for I in num would be the variable which I'll be passing inside my function. Let's say def, and this is somewhat my function name, and inside that I'll be passing out a parameter. Let's say that is num. Okay, so for I in num, this is my loop that I would actually apply here. And now I would inside this I would check that if num is equal to 2, I would check that if num is equal to 2, then I would increment a is equal to a plus 1. Okay, fine. And at last, simply I would just write here that return me the return me return me a. The a is a variable that is actually storing my count of the total 2 in my list. Okay, let's see that how does it actually works. What is the working of it? Let me just take out a new color here first of all. Okay, so first of all, it will check out my loop that for I in num. Okay, let's say this is my list actually which I have taken. Let me go above. Okay, let's say this is my list which actually is there. Okay, this one. It will check for I in num. It will go on to the very first number, that is for 1. Okay, for first index in num, that is 1. It will go on to this first one. And if it will come inside my condition that if num is equal to 2. If num, that is a number which is here, if that is equal to 2, no, my condition does not satisfy because this number I am not having as 2. So it will simply go out of my loop and it will leave it like this only. Right? Now again it will go on to my loop here. Fine. So for I in num, now it will be incremented to my second index. Right? It will be incremented to my second index. Fine. Now here basically it will again check that if num is equal to 2. No, it will again not get that thing. In the third as well, it will not get. Now when it will come into 4, so it will check that for I in num, that it will check for here 2. So num is having my value as 2, right? So if 2 is equal to 2, yes, here this condition will be satisfied and it will be gone into this particular condition. A is equal to a plus 1. So in A I have already stored the value that is 0, right? So now that value will be 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. So it will give me that, okay, one time I had found this number that is 2 in my list. Okay, it will simply return me that number. But this return will actually not work till my whole of the list is not completed. Okay, this is done. Now it will again go and check for 10. It will not get that here. Then it will go, it will say that for I in num, that is here. Again it get 2. So if num is equal to 2, yes, this condition actually satisfies here that yes, num is equal to 2. Again it will come inside a is equal to a plus 1. So previously I was having the a value as 1, right? So now it has been incremented to 1. So 1 plus 1. Now my a value will actually become 2 here. Fine. This a value has been incremented to 1 actually. Fine. A is equal to a plus 1. So now here I'll be getting the answer as 2. So the total count till now is 2. It will again check. Now at the last place it will get the 2. So again if num is equal to 2. So that is basically yes, my condition satisfies. So here in A again now I am having the number that is 2. So it will actually add 2 plus 1 and that will result me the answer as 3. So now my A value is actually 3. It will now my whole list has been completed. So it will come onto this return A, and in A what is the value that I have stored? So in A I am having the value that is 3, right? So it will simply return me the 3 as an answer for me, right? This is the whole working that will actually take place for finding out that how many number of 2's actually I am having here. Okay, this is the whole thing that actually works. Now we'll be moving towards the PyCharm IDE and let's try to program for this and let's see according to our that answer that we have calculated, is the answer coming right or it is not coming. Okay, fine, let me close this out here. Okay, I'll be defining out function here, right? Def. Let's say my function name would be count underscore 2. I need to count that how many 2 I am having this particular list, right? So def count underscore 2. Right. Inside bracket, I'll be passing the parameter an argument that is num. Okay, I'll be passing an argument that is num. Now what I would just do is that I'll be applying a condition. First of all, I'll be taking a variable and initializing that as 0. A is equal to 0. My condition goes that for I in num, I is actually a variable which I have taken that will be actually referring to the indexes of my list that I'll be declaring, and num is a variable which will be actually referring to my list. So for that is for each and every value in the list which you are having, you need to check that if num, okay, sorry, if I is equal to 4, okay, if I is equal to 4, I need to check for each and every condition that if I is equal to 4, then in that case I need to do A is equal to A plus 1. Okay, I need to do A is equal to A plus 1. And as soon as my whole list is completed, simply return me the value for A that I am having here. Okay, return me the value of A. Now, inside my print statement, I'll be calling out my function and passing out a list to this particular function. Print. Okay, my function name is count underscore 2. Okay, and into this basically I'll be passing out a list. So here we go with this bracket, and let's say my list is 1, 3, 4, 2, comma 5, again 2, 7, 4, 2. Right here. So basically how many number of 2's I am having? 1, the second 2, and this third 2. I am having 3 here, right? Now let's say I just run out my program here. See, okay, what it is giving me actually, it is giving me 2. Okay, let me just see that what it is actually returning 1, 2, 3. Okay, count underscore 2. Write out a Python program for counting the number 2 in a given list. Okay. Okay, I'm so sorry here. I just accidentally I wrote 4. I need to check it for the 2, right? So I just need to write I is equal to 2. Instead of that 4, I need to write out 2, right? Now it will basically give me the correct answer. That is 3. That is basically I am having the total 2's in my list, and that is the total count is 3. Fine. This is actually how it is gonna work, right? Now let's say instead of 2 I want to check out for any other number. Let's say I want to check out for 5. So here instead of 2 I would just make it as 5. Okay. Nothing will actually change, only this thing would change. I would write here. Now it will result me that okay, I am having 1, 5 in my whole list that I am actually having here, right? So here I will just go on to the one note once here, and okay, right here. So instead of this A, okay, instead of this num, actually here it would be I, that is my index. Okay, index. Actually here num was my list, but instead of that num I'll be writing here as index. right? So index would be taken here. Nothing other than difference would be made actually, okay? So we'll come on to my PyCharm ID once again, right? So this is actually how we can write a program for counting out that how many particular number is given into a particular list. Right, I hope that you got the idea. Now if I just give you any number of list, so now I hope that you will be able to count out that this number represent this many times, this number is present this many times, and all those things you'll be able to do on your own, right? So this is all for this video. Till then, thank you and take care.